Okay, viewers, this is Dr. James VONDUTCH speaking, and today's date is Thursday, 30th of April 2026. And right now I'm on Parkside, a road that's quite close to Mile Lane, the VW showroom in Coventry, and not far from the train station either, the Coventry train station. So I'm on Parkside right now, and I've got to mention something to my viewers, and that is the fact that although I've mentioned that I was evicted by Coventry County Court orders from my family council home on the 26th of April 2023, that's over 3 years ago. What I need to mention is that was on behalf of Citizen Housing Group, the landlords at that time, and they issued the orders through Coventry County Court, and they're based in Birmingham. And I need to mention the fact that I'm actually a British citizen, not just someone from Birmingham. Actually, I'm a Coventry resident, and originally I'm from Coventry, England, UK itself. So I was actually born in Coventry in December 1969, but I am a British citizen, and I need to mention that. And it's a British citizen that I was evicted from that council house, a 3-bedroom house, not a foreign national. That's the important thing I'm stressing in this video. In case people are wondering, they just evicted a foreign national. It wasn't a case of that. I was a British citizen, born in Coventry and England, that is UK, and also I attended universities, Warwick University here, as well as other schools and etc. in the city. So that's the important thing. That's the person they did it to. That's who they removed from that house. And I was trying frantically to get myself on the tenancy agreement that day, up to that day when that eviction date arrived, and I couldn't get anywhere. And I was even approaching my local MP at the time, was Zara Sultana, and through her secretary they were unable to find me a place of abode to go to, not even a temporary accommodation, a hostel or something. They couldn't do it. And I was on the phone for 24 hours that day, and I had to stay as a rough-car sleeper, obviously. And it was over 13 months, in fact, that ordeal that lasted, before I was eventually discovered by the JCT Centre, the Jesus Centre, and they took their time, obviously. But they did find me, and it's just close to the election. There might have been political and I need to mention local politics. The local MP was Labour, so Zara Sultana was actually Labour, and the local council was Labour as well. But nationally, it was a Conservative government at the time, and Rishi Sunak was the Prime Minister at the time when this happened. So obviously things got worse when Boris Johnson resigned. That's nationally, but Rishi Sunak was the Prime Minister at the time of the whole country. Obviously he attained that premiership through his Conservative Party. They put him there through their own elections. Obviously it's Liz Truss who resigned, and that's what led to him becoming Prime Minister. And I was spotted by the JCT Centre for the homeless just about a month or two before the general election. But during that time, 13 plus months, I was sleeping rough in my car, and also bidding on the Coventry Home Finder for alternative place of abode to go to, and with raised band 2 priority, the second highest you can get. Obviously that was the priority allocated to me when I became homeless, when they knew I had nowhere else to go to. But that never even got me anywhere. The Coventry Home Finder let me down badly and miserably. But I was spotted, like I said, by the JCT Centre, the Jesus Centre, based on Lamb Street in Coventry. It was a Romanian outreach worker and 2 or 3 local women who were the first to see me there and directed me towards their centre on Lamb Street, the JCT Centre, and then from there I was referred to the Salvation Army for 3-night stay, and then offered supported housing, a bedroom or a room to myself in a shared house, and that's where I've been ever since. But at the time, obviously, I did have a 3-bedroom council family house. That was my home, all to myself. Obviously, it's down to the fact that my late mother, she was removed, you see, and that's what jeopardised my stay there. They didn't return her either. If they'd returned her, then the main tenancy would have been still valid, and then I could have stayed there, continued to stay there that way as well, if they'd returned her. But they never returned her either. She sadly died last year in the care home at the Harperfields care home in Balsall Common in Solihull district, about 7 miles away from the airport, the BHX airport. That's where she died last year on the 4th of January 2025 at the age of 81. So they never returned her back. But in the meantime, I was trying frantically to get myself on the tenancy agreement as successor, as next of kin, so that I could continue to stay there by paying the rent in my own name. But that never actually occurred. They never put me down on a tenancy agreement. Instead, they decided to serve me eviction orders as well through the Coventry County Court. And that's what happened. So it's quite tragic. Obviously a loss of a house. And I had nowhere else to go to. That's the worst side of things. I mean, if I was an asylum seeker or a refugee, I could have just walked into a hotel. The Home Office then would have had to house me that way. But because I was born locally and in England and UK itself, I didn't get that extra help. I was an internal refugee, put it that way, but they didn't have special rules for internal refugees in that respect. They weren't really flexible enough on the rules there. They could have put me in a hotel room. That would have avoided that stay, that ordeal I went through. If they put me in a hotel, obviously they could change the bed sheets and things as well, and I might get some room service. I mean, you've got B&Bs anyway, bed and breakfasts. It wouldn't have been difficult. Just an extension of the housing benefit. That's all they would have had to do. So they weren't really flexible enough. Not really accommodation at all. And really, the system let me down miserably. I've got to mention that. And I was a British citizen. That's all they did it to. And it was a citizen housing group company. They're not actually called British Citizen Housing. They're just citizen housing group based in Birmingham. They don't go by the British name. So I was a British citizen, and that's who they did it to, not a foreign national. That's the important thing to stress here, in case people are getting confused. I know there might be foreign nationals out there. They might be, also on the streets or something. People from Ireland or somewhere else on the streets sleeping rough. But I wasn't one of them foreign nationals. And unfortunately, I had got access to a car in the nick of time. And where was my defence, by the way? The Ministry of Defence, where were they? It's a real letdown, to do that to me. And I'm a Warwick graduate as well. Everyone knows that as well. Since 1994, 13th of July, 1994. That's how long ago I've been a graduate. So somebody who's not just anyone. They did it to someone like that. And the whole system has to be sorted out, I think. Because that was really awful what they did. It was horrendous. It was a hostile takeover, obviously, quite clearly. To took over the house. After removing the mother, I was next down the line. In fact, I was only there extra by a year and 5 months, probably. A year and 5 months. extra than my 17 months, I'd say. More extra than my mother. She was moved on the 24th of November 2021, and obviously I was removed on the 26th of April 2023. But I had my car, and it was kind of adventurous going out to places on the continent. I could do that then when I had my car. It's laborious these days. Obviously I don't have my car anymore. I'll end my video now. I'm on London Road right now. This road goes all the way to London actually. It's called London Road. If you follow it on the motorway. And it's in Coventry as well. But you've been listening to Dr. James VONDUTCH, 56-year-old homeless man, made homeless, single heterosexual man, and a social media content creator for over 5 years now on multiple platforms, and also someone who's a British citizen and a resident of Coventry in England, West Midlands area of England, UK, the United Kingdom, on the 52nd parallel north latitude.